Mr. Colum Eastwood.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I know this is an issue that's close to your heart as well. We've had a fantastic year in 2013 up to now in the City of Derry. It's been a tremendous opportunity for the people of the city to engage in cultural and artistic and musical events and to prove to the world that we can move forward in a positive light and that we can use our shared cultural traditions and some separate cultural traditions to do that. It's also been an economic opportunity as well. And I think we've showed the rest of Northern Ireland, the rest of Ireland and the rest of the world that when Derry sets its mind to it, we can do something very, very powerful. You just have to look at the examples of the way that the city was able to accommodate the apprentice boys at the beginning of the All-Ireland FLA or the PSNA pipe band during what is the biggest Irish cultural event in the world, or seeing thousands of young people dancing and singing in what was a former British Army military base. So my argument is that the people of Derry, when asked, step up and do their bit. And the people of Derry are the people that have made sure that the City of Culture has been a fantastic success. But as others have said, that can't happen in isolation. The City of Culture will end in a couple of months, and the fundamentals still aren't right. We still don't have the infrastructural development, whether that's around roads or rail, or whether that's around our university. We still don't have that infrastructural development that we need to embed the positive moves forward and steps forward that the people have taken this year. And, you know, there's a number of ways that you can develop employment. One of them is attracting investment from outside. And I think the record of Invest Northern Ireland on this issue has been atrocious. It has been a real failure on the part of Invest Northern Ireland, and a failure, I would argue, on behalf of the Executive for not making sure that the proper targets were in place to make sure that those kind of investments were made outside of the city of Belfast and Greater Belfast. There's another tool that can be used to encourage employment, and that's decentralisation. The SDLP has played its part, whether it's when we had finance, DSD, or when we have the Environment Committee, and trying our best to bring jobs that were within our control to the city. Unfortunately, that hasn't been replicated across other departments and across other parties. And I'm glad to hear of the suggestion or announcement or whatever it is for Ballykelly. I hope that can come to fruition, and I hope that those hundreds of jobs can be created in the area. But it would send out the worst possible signal to the people of our city, the people who go and get themselves educated and try their best to try and get employment. It would send out the worst possible signal if these jobs were to be moved from our city. You know, it'll be a wee bit like the signal that was given a number of weeks ago when Stream were able to draw down over about £3 million of public funding to set up 1,000 jobs in Belfast, when the year before they had withdrawn 1,000 jobs from Belfast after receiving public money as well. I think that sends out all the wrong type of signals to the people of our city who are doing their best to play their part as active citizens, who do want to be more economically productive, as Mr Robinson said earlier. There's a recent report, and this all doesn't happen in isolation. There's a recent report, Mr Deputy Speaker, that talks about the impact of welfare reform and the impact that that's going to have. Blackpool was at the top in terms of the most severe impact that it would have right across these islands. So Blackpool was at the top, Derry was at number 2, and Strabane was number 3. Now, anybody from Derry or Strabane is well used to those kind of being at the wrong end of those kind of league tables. The economic and activity rate in Derry is over 40%. I'm not sure what it is in Strabane. We're at the highest end in terms of the unemployment rate. This isn't a whinge, as some ministers would like to portray it as, Mr Deputy Speaker. This is us looking to play our part. But if this Executive doesn't stand behind those current jobs that are located in the city and make sure that they're guaranteed for the future, and if it doesn't play its part in encouraging more decentralisation and more inward investment, then the people of Derry will get very, very angry indeed. Thank you very much.